Next up, we'll talk about basic sheet metal part creation. The sheet metal tools in Inventor are very useful for creating a flat profile of something to water jet without having to do a lot of the spatial bending in your head or figuring it out on paper. There's a couple ways to make sheet metal parts. The first is you just do everything in the sheet metal part editor. Um, and the second one is you create a normal part and then convert that into a sheet metal part. Here we'll be talking about just creating it from the get-go as a sheet metal tool or as a sheet metal part because it gets kind of complicated the other way. And the more simply you keep it, less likely you are to mess something up. So we'll just make a new part. And we'll select sheet metal instead of standard and hit create. Here you can see how you can convert a normal part to a sheet metal part. Once again, we'll be just doing this as a sheet metal part from the very beginning. From here, I can change sheet metal defaults. So I'll go ahead and change this to 1/8 thickness because maybe my design requires 1/8, or that's the stock we have available. Yeah, there we go. I've changed that default. I'll make a rectangular sketch and start a 2D sketch on the XY plane. I'm not going to use the normal rectangle tool though. I'll use the 2-point center. There we go. I want it to be 8 inches across and 5 inches tall. Let me zoom out here. There we go. So that puts that centered at the center. And all in one step. So I'll go ahead and finish up this sketch. Zoom out again. All right. Grab the sketch. Consume it with the face process. So we've already set our profile. This is going to follow our defaults. So for things just like thickness as well. We could unselect that and use other rules. But for now, there's no reason for that. And we'll hit OK on that. So now, we're going to want to make some walls. It's going to work a little different than what you're used to in a normal part, but it's pretty simple. Go ahead and choose the flange option. I'm going to select this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge. And there we go. You can change the flange angle, which is pretty cool looking. But for now, we'll keep it at 90. And hit OK. So as you can see, this is for a very specific kind of part. But by using the tools built in Inventor, we can build how we want it to look in the end, and it will find our flat shape for us. So one more flange. And this guy, here, here, and here. All right, we'll keep these defaults. You can miter the edges if you'd like to. To do that, you'd actually go into the corner settings here and edit whatever you need changes here. We have auto mitering on, we could turn that off. And as you can see, the differences here, without mitering, we get some overlap. But the auto mitering actually takes care of that so that things don't interfere with each other. All right, so now we have our part. It's pretty cool looking. But now I want to machine this. To do that, you simply click the Create Flat Pattern. And there we go. It kind of folds it all out. This is what you would actually water jet. You take some flat sheet metal stock, and the water jet would consume some drawing you gave it and produce this in real life, and then through whatever mechanical processes you wanted to, you could bend those flanges into place. And just as how you got here, you could click on Go to Folded Part and get back to where you came from. And that's just a brief intro. There's a lot more stuff you can do with this, but from this point, you could create drawings or DXF files, and those are actually the files that you would feed into a water jet to give you this from stock. And that's all there is to it. Today you learned about the sheet metal tool, the hole tool, and even used that hole tool to create a BattleBots weapon. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to ask your senior members, because we've all been through this before. Thanks for watching, guys.